What's going on? Oh, here we go. I think extra buttons. Sure. Hi, I am James Lott Jr. and this is the GH Mini Spotlight and Recap here on my network, JLJ Media. Hello, here we go. Let's shut me up over here. Quiet. And of course, you guys love him. You request him every day, and he's a fan. And he's a fan. And Bonnie Burrows, who plays Gladys, it's Frank Moran.
Hey, everybody, coming to you live from the GH convention at the Marriott right by the Burbank Airport.
I was told to tell you by Bonnie Burrows herself. She watches our show, plays Gladys. She loves our show. She loves our show. And she watches it every week. She said, tell Frank, let me make sure I read this correctly.
Ooh, all right.
It's a message to give you. And we were laughing. So let me tell you. Okay, make sure I had it queued, but I guess it went away. There she is. She's like, JLJ, caught the podcast from last week. You and Frank make me laugh and smile. So she has a good sense of humor. I mean, she has a great sense of humor. And she knows that it's all for fun. And she says, tell Frank from me, yes, if he doesn't like the storylines that, shall we say, have longevity, he shouldn't watch shows that generate content 5 days a week. They give him a drunken Gladys hug. And she also says that she loves us because we complement one another perfectly, you and I.
Oh, well, how nice of her. You know, I think we've talked about this before, but I mean, even talking to when I had a chance to interview one of the Glenn Morgan from the X-Files.
Oh, yes.
And he said back in the day, during its original run, before the many reboots that came out for Fox and revivals, that just said when they're doing 23 to 24 episodes a season, said you just knew if you were doing that, at least 2 were going to be terrible episodes. It's just because of just how much you have to get done in that amount of time. Not everyone's going to be an A+. So you think about that towards a soap opera where it is 5 days a week for so 52 odd, almost full weeks a year. I mean, not everyone's going to be perfect for sure. So yes, I completely understand her point, but oh man,
but she loves us. Yes. She gets it. It's all. She knows it's all for fun.
Yes. I understand that. It doesn't need to be Shakespeare 5 days a week.
Nope.
I just, oh man, there's just some things though. There's just some things.
Oh, we're going to talk about it today too. We're going to talk about it. Yes, we certainly are. Yes, and also, and we also, again, we always say it to everybody. It's always about not the actresses and the actors. They're about them. It's about the writing, production, and the storyline. That's what it's always about.
But I am. Thank you so much for sharing that message. I am very appreciative that she understands that yes, we are only talking about the characters on the show. We're not, no way at all, talking about the great work that she does as that character.
Yeah, no, she gets it. She totally gets it. So I can have to. I have another show that I do where I'm friends with some of the actors. They hear our stuff. They go, "You guys are hilarious." So they just. I like when I have people with a sense of humor because fans can be mean and cruel and ugly. They can be. So we don't do that. We don't do that on this show. It's all about storylines, literally about what's on screen. Ooh, people are rough. Side note, I should do this. The church announcements. I forgot to do that. Y&R is out. We did it. We lost our minds. We did it. And it was crazy. So there was March Madness last week. So there were only 3 episodes of Young and Restless and Bold and the Beautiful. So you didn't miss it. If you were thinking, they only talked about, there was no other episodes. It's just Monday through Wednesday. Thursday and Friday were March Madness. Do you watch March Madness all, Frank? No, I don't watch it.
I kept watching some of the scores. I'm always interested in the early seed set upsets. And so there are a few, which was nice.
Yeah, my family's Ohio State. So Ohio, Michigan, they did a big rivalry. So I kind of watch each side of those to see where they end up and that kind of stuff. So, but yes, they were on. I think that was just last week. I don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's on. It's not on this week. I don't think. I think
it's done today. As a matter
done today. Yeah, so done today. So that's why there are only 3 episodes, but they packed a lot in those 3 episodes. They're out now. Bold and Beautiful, Wine on Main Spotlights. They are out. Thanks for tuning in, watching them, listening to them. We appreciate it very much. And of course, this is our number 1 show. JH Mini Spotlight, just number 1. You like me and Frank for some reason, audio and video, Frank.
Look at this. They're just glutton for punishment. But I went sans hat for everybody.
I know. I like the hair. I love your hair. I always like your hair. I always
Give you
like
a little taste of the long strand, the long locks. Oh, good God. Good God.
your long cascading hair. I love it. I do. So that's okay. So that's everything there. We did not go to the convention. That was I think it was Friday, Saturday. We did not go to the convention. But if you want to know about the convention, go to our friends at 10th Floor GH. They posted a ton of pictures, tons of pictures, some backstage video. They were on the set, and apparently they had a good time. So check them out if you want to know more about like what happened at the convention. But I didn't go.
Yeah, I saw one little bit from them being inside the GH, which I thought was cool. Be able to be on that
That's
set.
cool.
Yeah,
They were to the 10th floor, which I thought was kind of funny. They actually went to picture in front of the 10th floor sign. I said, "You're at work." So
maybe next year, James. You know, we'll be right there. We'll do the. You know, we can do the show live from the.
I would love to. I mean, if but anyway, I can't be shady right now. It's just I can't be too shady at the moment. I'll save my shade for the show. But yes, but congratulations to all our friends who are there. People who've been on there. It's been great. Today's last day. Today's last day of the job. You love us. Thank you. We love you too. Thank you why you love us. You love hearing and seeing us.
Yes, and we'll leave as soon as the show's over. And we'll race over to the convention floor.
You're closer than I am. Oh, I'm way down here. And I said it's windy out here in LA. I can't. I'll be blown over there. I'm sure I can get there fast.
I probably can buy some GH swag. Oh yes.
Okay, where do we begin? I want to begin with a character who I love, and I'm developing an online love affair with. In real life, her name is Lydia Look. She plays Selena Wu, and I love her. I do, and she's hilarious online. She returned,
yeah,
and has an interesting storyline for Curtis. Now, I was curious. I mean, I kind of like the turn a little bit. I was curious for you, this whole poker night that Brad's going to run. Of course, hijinks will ensue. But like, I kind of like this kind of. She's going to him to get legitimized, so to speak, and have some legitimate stuff going on, which means more of her around. I don't know. How do you feel about this? I was wondering about how you felt about the storyline.
Interesting. It does. Yeah. I mean, I guess it all depends on how the Savoy's doing, because it would seem weird for a nightclub to like close down a couple times a month.
Yeah,
just like, hey, yeah, we're just not open this night. I mean, I guess they could always just say, right, for a private engagement. So, it will be. I mean, I feel like this is a interesting way to get into. We're not doing drugs. We're not doing anything explicitly mob related, but it is a way to kind of pique Curtis's interest enough that it's the slippery slope, I suppose, that could happen with Curtis, is that he's like, oh well, this seems innocuous enough that I could do this and it would be something, and then we'll start seeing the consequences start unraveling from that, which is good. I mean, I feel like the Savoy's there's got to be some. If you're going to put an owner in the midst of owner of a nightclub as a major character on your show, then that location just can't be a place where characters come together and you advance other people's storylines. It's got to impact Curtis somehow. So I'm sure Marshall will have some things to say to know that gambling's happening with a mob boss in his establishment. So yeah, I mean, and it also gives Brad something to do, because we can't have Brad just sitting around just doing boozy lunches with Britt. He's got to be able to try to do something. And what else could you have him do really in Port Charles if he's going to stay in town, and he can't work at the hospital? I mean, this is at least some way to have him in the midst of a storyline and mix it up with people.
I agree with you, and Frank and I actually are in agreement. Everything you said, I actually agree. Good night, everybody. See you later.
All right.
That's the show for today. No, I actually
convention early. All right.
This is stupid. But no, I agree with everything Frank said. I feel like that'll be good, and so there will be. We know there'll be fallout. I mean, it's not gonna go as easy as everybody says it. It's not going to, but that could be interesting. I think this could be a little interesting. Again, you're right. You have this place, and generally on these shows, locations like this are settings for stuff more than just you come here and eat food. I mean, I do miss the floating rib and their ribs and macaroni and cheese. You miss that. But when they're saying Brad's not either, he's not security. He's gonna be running. He's gonna oversee what's going on. He's not gonna be a security or game host. He's gonna be a dealer. He's gonna be there overseeing the operation for her. But here's the thing, Frank. Very few characters, again, even reoccurring characters, and we can even call her that, are so well liked. People love Selena Wu. They just love that character. She has really grown in popularity. They're so happy. People in the chat room love her. I mean, I'm seeing it. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's for I mean, I guess because the first time I really remember kind of catching my eye was just the early Five Families stuff, and so seemed interesting there, but I just kind of liked her cold demeanor there. But then the nice turn that happens with Carly and Jason's wedding and her stepping in, I felt like that was a interesting development with that character, and I kind of liked her having a secret agenda that we didn't really even know of, but just kind of came off as a surprise there. So yeah, I felt like the character's been interesting. I mean, I guess you always run that risk. The more you see a character, the more the potential exists to kind of ruin it. But for right now, I've been enjoying what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I do. Apparently, we saw, speaking of boozy brunches, which I love, Brad and Britt were together, and seeing at the end saw them together. So I'm like, oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't understand why she's got such a distaste toward Britt.
She does.
Because I feel like that's going to be the downfall towards that aspect with between her and Brad, is that if she would have just given Britt a pass, it probably wouldn't have whatever's going to happen in the future probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Now another character that is, I mean, again, I did 2 shows on her. People, and it just went through the roof. I have a show I did about her 2 weeks ago that's like almost 1,000 views. I don't understand. Yes, Asian representation is great. Also, yes, Asian representation is great. We don't have enough Asians on daytime, so that's one thing. Yes, I agree with that. And the casting is pretty. She's good. She does a good job. Okay, this person is well liked also, and that is Sydney Michaela as Trina, who had her last scene on the 17th. It's been recast, of course, and it's going to be a new one starting this week. I've got her name already. You guys can tell me her name. But that was another one where I liked her too as an actress, but she's very well liked. This Sydney Michaela chick on this show is very, 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 and Trina's very well liked too. So we've watched her this whole time, this whole story. Like, any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, for her deciding to pursue her education right now, I mean, that's a completely valid choice for her to make. And so congratulations to her. And she handled her farewells from the show in an extremely classy way. If you saw her posts on social media and stuff. So,
and she endorsed the new girl too. So
which is great. So I did like that. She gets a chance to have kind of a breakup scene with Spencer. So they gave her that little bit before she did her farewell. So that was nice. So I'm excited that the character is going to continue. So I'm sure there's always be that little kind of little bump and adjustment when you see a different actor kind of portray it and see what kind of aspects, how they approach that character and the kind of facets that they bring out on it, because it won't be a carbon copy of what she did with Trina, which is fine. Everybody's got to be able to bring a little bit of themselves to the role. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm not glad that this plot that she's in is continuing, but I'm glad the character of Trina will continue on the show.
So are you a Trina fan? Because Portia isn't. I was like, is Frank not either?
No. In the absence of anything else, because they're like, what else? If it wasn't that, I mean, what would Trina be doing? It's not as if she has multiple people to possibly be interested in. I mean, the show, for whatever reason, decided to kind of dally with her and Cameron, which would have been fine, but then the show just immediately just went there, which, they kind of just stepped away from that. And I mean, that happens, I guess, in real life, is that, you try something with a friend and realize like, oh yeah, I think we're just friends. We're not really meant to be anything else. But I feel like without any other male teenage characters of her age to be involved with, there really is nothing other than Spencer. So you're just like, all right. And Spencer, he's got his variety of issues, but I do like the parts of him that Trina does bring out, and it does show more of the human, uh, the Spencer esque as sides of that character, and Trina helps kind of flush those out, where Esme just kind of brings out his more evil Cassadine tendencies.
And how creepy is it to have Ryan sitting there behind y'all staring as Esme does her thing?
I know. I just give a little wink, like wink.
I was like, I'm like, but Spencer is starting to see a little something. I think he's starting. I think his conversation with I thought his exchange with Cameron was very interesting. They are family on some level.
Yeah,
they are friends on some level. I kind of like that. They kind of have a push and pull sometimes, but then they come together. And I think Cameron was like, Trina, it couldn't be like, I mean, and Spencer knows it. And he also brings up, like, I know you did this stuff for me before. Like, is this, I mean, and Esme's just really like running him through the ringer. But I think he's on to her, I think.
I hope so. I mean, I can understand. The show's done a lot with kind of playing him as, just kind of being very scared to admit that he questions Esme's just character and ability. So despite how much that she may like, no, it's Trina. I can't believe Trina would do this. That even though he may know that inside, to be able to still say, longest time, the only person standing by his side would be scary.
Yeah, that would be scary. That would be scary. I agree with you on that one. Yes, but Nicholas Alexander Chavez is killing it. He is good. I think he's doing a great job as Spencer.
He's definitely which is bigger, because I mean, there's been a couple times with actors that have come on the show where they're new to it's a first role, where you everything like back in the day with Ryan Pavey coming on as Nathan, where just once you kind of get into the groove, you start seeing what they're capable of, and you can see the reason why GH decided to cast him in those roles. So
our buddy Mark Tessner,
yeah,
I mean 10-time Emmy winning Mark Tessner, so you know what he's doing. But yeah, I think he's starting to see this little nuts. Something going on there.
But okay, James, are you enjoying this like revenge porn storyline?
No, because and I want to tell you why. Here's the apex, Frank, of why this storyline bugs the S out of me. Michael punching out the reporter and now being arrested. I just like, now we got to drag him in it too. Really? Oh, I mean, here's the thing. It's different. It's something a little different. We don't see that normally on daytime. The whole sex scandal thing, we don't see it very often. Bring on Maurice Bernard's son for a one-day role to play a jerk. To go, you're sure athletic. It was weird. Totally weird. And I'm with Ryan. Get out of these little sorority antics. Like it's just like I feel like it's different. It's different than we normally would see. So I'll give them points for that kind of, but they're not superstars. So like we can't. Like it's like it just.
It's. I feel like the struggle with that is that as much as Esme wants to pin this on Trina and keeps just gaslighting everybody about that it's just it's too unbelievable to even buy as a story. So even though she's done the anonymous tip line to PCPD about this, and Trina's, I'm sure, going to be talked to and stuff. I mean, ultimately, everybody knows who Trina is as a character, and find that unbelievable, even in her supposed inebriated state. So it's just too hard to buy that anybody's going to believe that Trina's responsible for this. So I don't know why Esme insists like this is the way I'm going to pay her back. Yeah,
she's so insistent. Again, everybody's like, it's not Trina. Yes, her purse was left unattended at the prison.
It's just like,
You know what
okay,
that
so,
means, Frank?
oh yeah, get that. Which I do like that Esme is, and I know just for show purposes, but it's just still ridiculous that she has the phone in her back pocket, pulls it out, and it's already just frozen on the ones on a still in the video. Yes, and so she could have cloned the phone, and she swaps it out in Trina's bag. But also, great, the serial number of the phone is not going to match the serial number that is registered with whoever she has bought the phone through. So all you got to do is just match those numbers, and you realize, like, no, that's not her phone. So it's a very easy thing to figure out. It's so frustrating, and that I feel like the show's going to make it seem like it's so hard. Like, well, but Trina, this is your phone. I mean, how did it get here? If it's not, I'm like, oh, they're going to make it more than it needs to really be, that you can easily figure out that it's not her.
Well, now Carly involved, and Carly stepped in. Okay, and Esme was like, "This is my opportunity to take that bruise that Daddy gave me." They said it was Carly. Oh my
God! It just the overacting of that scene to get Nicholas's attention. But I like to only get him. Nobody else from the restaurant came over. It was only Nicholas. It just.
I don't know much to say. I just think this storyline again. They're all. I mean, like the actors are good. The girl who plays Esme, I think her name is Avery. She's doing. She's creepy. She's doing a great job. I mean, she's pulling off the crazy. Everybody involved they're good actors. I'm just like, the storyline. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I can't imagine Ryan's going to be thrilled with her because without the relationship with Spencer, how could she keep ingratiating herself with Nicholas to pick up Nicholas and Ava?
Right.
That seems weird to me. So her deciding to blow up Trina is gonna, Daddy's not gonna like it. You like it when I call you Daddy?
Totally. And I want to give a little shout out to New Monica. That temporary recast, she did what she had to do. She was not bad. People were getting mad at her. She did an admirable job. She did fine.
I was watching it and I was like, all right. Yeah, I mean, if we got to see her for a little bit for, whatever real life reasons, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah. But at least, Frank, I thought of you. I'm trying to figure out, I don't understand why they're bringing it up again and again. I'm just like wondering where they're going. So New Monica mentions to Finn her history with the Webbers. And was like, I was married to her father. Yeah, she was married both to Jeff and Ray. She was married to Jeff. And I always wonder why he's not in her or his grandkids' lives. Meanwhile, later in the week, Jake, who's like, you think I'm all psycho? We find out the big secret. I totally thought you, Frank. I totally thought about you. I mean, I think about you all the time, of course.
Thank you. And more than mutual.
Yeah, I was like, well. But I thought of you when he was like, I was talking to Grandma Caroline and Grandpa Jeff and her reaction to that. What's going on, Frank? They keep mentioning Jeff Webber and nothing has happened.
It's frustrating because it's these scenes, it's a big show with a big cast and we can't service a lot of story.
Right, we understand that, yes.
Yeah. One, we've seen these characters mentioned, name checked too many times, and kind of had our hopes raised and then dashed of ever seeing them on screen for years. And so this bits with Jake, it loses all this impact because at least at this point, how are we as viewers supposed to believe that anything's ever really going to come of it? I mean, I would be fantastic. I feel like the show, even if the show at least showed us like a hand or something on the other side to make you think like, all right, well, they're going to cast this at some point. Something's going to happen for this. But they haven't even done that. So it's just all this nameless chats that have happened off camera with faceless people.
I mean, because it's Elizabeth has this huge reaction to it. And when she sends Jake off to apologize or whatever, her and Finn are talking, and because for Finn, they're Violet's grandparents too. So they're kind of family in a weird way also. And so she's just like, what's going on? I think they came to him, and I'm like, so I keep feeling like, bring back Jeff. Come on, just do it. Let's just do it and find out what the big. I understand why this is mad at that. I have no idea. We don't know nothing. For years off and on, we've had this. That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. Unless they planned on bringing him back earlier and COVID messed that up.
It seems if they're going that route, which it seems like they are, that Elizabeth's going to have that dissociative identity disorder. Right. And you look back at the character of Elizabeth in whole. Somebody that was kind of, abandoned by her parents, has been raped, has gone through these ups and downs that the character's gone through for years and years on the show, culminating now with like the death of somebody that she truly loved in Franco. If you played all of that together, there's a reason why all of that, the totality of all of that could cause this DID to kick in. And so, maybe it's just a reminder of like the thing that's going to really push her over the edge, as opposed to we never see the characters. It's just instigates the full-blown thing to happen, which is a shame because I feel like if they're part of the problem, it would be great for them to help try to be part of the solution.
Yes. And even if it was a reoccurring role or something short-term, they come on short-term, I'll take it.
Yeah. I think it'd be good because I don't see if you don't want to bring them out, I don't think the storyline is as successful for Elizabeth to go through whatever she's going to do because of all this trauma and damage that she's been through in her life that have kind of caused her to have this break. It's just not going to be as effective if they're not part of it, however it's going to be resolved.
Drew and Liz had a moment. I like them together. So I'm sorry, I like Drew and Liz together. He played Fonz on the vending machine, and then got her.
That Drew can't do? Oh, let him go.
He's the bomb.
But in one sense, it's like I'm glad that they're mixing him up with more and more characters because you not that you want to compare him to Jason, but in the absence of Jason, especially as somebody of a stature of Cameron Matheson in daytime.
Yes.
If you're going to bring that actor in to try to fill the void of, whether right or wrong for Jason Morgan. The one thing about Jason Morgan is he was involved in lots of different storylines, in various levels of involvement, but touched a lot of different characters. So, let's get him mixed up and get him involved. If he's kind of filling that void, we need that kind of leading male actor that could get involved with a bunch of storylines.
I agree.
Would you rather see? Because it seems like, especially this week, they're really leading up to the.
I know.
Carly and Drew. Would you rather see a Carly and Drew? Or would you rather see a Carly and Liz? Or Carly and Liz.
Oh, Carly and Liz. That's something totally different.
That? A Drew and Liz.
I want Drew and Liz actually. I don't want. I think Carly and Drew are the lazy route. I think it's the easiest route to go. And then it's like, well, then now Carly's had everybody basically. So to speak. It's like she had Sonny and Jason, now his brother. She dated Franco at one point too, folks. Don't forget that. For a minute or whatever. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just like, Drew has chemistry with a lot. The thing about Cameron, he has chemistry with everybody. It's about. He has chemistry even with Sam on some level. He has chemistry around. But I kind of liked him and Liz because she even brought up, I did horrible things too. I kept you from your family also. For my first discovery, I thought you were Jason. So they didn't shy away from that either. They talked about that when they were mentioning the whole cast iron thing with Jake. So, but I'm thinking, when they mentioned the cast iron thing with Jake, so many times I'm wondering, is that done either? Even he brought it up, Jake brought it up. I know I was messed up. I was wondering if this Weber thing What if it's all? What if it was done or not?
I mean, that is definitely one aspect. If you want to, as you say, James, you love a good umbrella story. So if you want to get, that's a great connection to get Jake involved in a larger storyline with Victor.
Yes.
Yeah. So whether it's that or it's just because they were playing up the idea of like, could this really be Jake? So they were really kind of reinforcing that for this week until they did the reveal that he's just talking to, not MacGyver somewhere online.
Hey, some spit and glue. We can make it happen. Make a car run.
I mean, what if Richard Dean Anderson came back?
I would die.
That would be,
oh my goodness.
That'd be crazy. That would be great.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. 40 years later, that'd be amazing. I would love it. I would actually love it. It was quick. It was towards the beginning of the week. It was short. Chase and Brooklyn reunited, and it feels so good.
It felt the opposite of good, James. It felt the opposite of good.
Well, you took off after I kissed you. You called her out on it.
Again, this is my complaints from last week. Again, kind of made manifest is the soap opera-ness of like, now let's throw in the cliche soap opera reasons why they're not together right now. All of that starts coming through, and it's just annoying. It
was cute. To me, it was cute because it was annoying, but it was cute. So not even to smell you later. I was laughing at this.
Oh boy.
I know Frank said this, I remember. And he sang one of her songs or her songbook.
Look at that. Yeah, it's like, wait, does Chase sing? What? Hey guys, we can't remember. Can't forget his great Nurses Ball performance.
I totally forgot Frank. I was like, can you sing? I was like, oh. He's decent. He's decent.
If they wanted to go the route of an Eddie Mane 2.0 with the two of them, because they've kept on hammering that Chase has nothing to do for months, and they keep bringing that home. So if they wanted to explore that route where he's going to start singing some stuff, and they become the new L&B kind of Eddie Mane thing, all right, why not? I mean, Chase as a cop doesn't have to be written in. I mean, because being a cop in Port Charles is not the greatest job. It would just be one thing we need to know more about Chase. Like, has he ever had like this kind of interest as a child? It's like, but I never thought I could do anything with it. So I decided to get into law enforcement. So if they wanted to, do a 180 on Chase and get him more in the music, all right, let's do it.
But he gave us a glimpse that she's writing again, but she feels like she can't sing. So they're itching because now again, it's like, well, that big storyline's over. The baby's back. So yeah, what with her? So maybe that's the direction she's kind of leading to. That she's like, I got to go back to being in the business again, I guess, on some level.
I did like just that she gets so mad that Chase has that book. Like, what are you doing with this? You left. We had to move out.
Right. He's like, oh. She's like, oh, sorry.
What do you mean? What am I doing with this?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Not even to smell you later.
Yeah. But, I do like that they, it stayed consistent with Brooklyn's character, that, because of that fight with Nell, that, her singing career may not be, at least professionally, be able to continue. So they're sticking with that. So so songwriting as a way to keep in touch with that makes a good connection. So you be the voice and I'll be the vocals.
Yes, sure. And also, Frank, I know you're excited about this. I know you're happy. I know this makes you warm inside. Willow got her passport.
And a case of the Fates this week too. What a great addition to Willow's oeuvre. It's oh boy, Paris. Oh, Paris. Oh, Paris. And even when Michael goes to her and says, "Hey, all right, let's get ready for Paris," like, already? But we haven't even planned for that. Like, come on, you don't need to sit there and take weeks or even days to plan to go to Paris. You've got Quartermain money funding you. Like, that's one thing. If you don't have any kind of Quartermain money, you got Quartermain money running for you. you're good. You get over there, you can make anything happen.
Frank, if someone said, if you said, James, we're going to Paris tonight, I'd be ready.
Oh yeah.
I'll need 10 days to get ready. I'll be ready.
I'll just grab my passport. We'll walk right out the door. I don't need anything else.
That's true. Okay. That's true.
You get quarterly money? I know you'll get me clothes when we get there. It's fine.
We'll live on wine and cookies. That's what we'll live on, Frank. That's what me and Frank are gonna do, right? Yeah, I just thought I just want to mention that because apparently it happened. Sonny stopped by. Ooh, and Sonny, he raised his voice at Michael, like, no, MFer, I'm your father. You better watch how you talk to me. I was like, ooh, you better watch out, Michael.
But those scenes are always dicey just because of the fact that it's like, I already killed your real dad, your bio dad. So you can see what you do if you get in my way. Those always seem so weird to me. The fact that Michael and Sonny are all cool with everything still after that is weird to me too.
Well, funny thing, if you follow social media, it was Maurice Bernard's, I guess, birthday. What was it? Anniversary or something. Something was coming up, and he was like, "Oh no!" Maurice Bernard posted. It was like some anniversary of some sort. I don't like working with people more talented than I am. And Sean Kanan, who played AJ, wrote, "And that's why you shot me." It was good. It was good. So that was really good. They're friends in real life, folks. It's all fun. But he made fun. It's like, yeah, that's why you shot me. So and Maurice liked it. It was really funny. So, and the folks who have suggested I be on Maurice Bernard's State of Mind, thank you for that tweet. Maurice Bernard saw it. I would love to be on it. I said I would love to be on the show. We'd have a great conversation. So keep tweeting at him to get me on State of Mind.
There you go.
I'd love to be on the show. I think it's good. We'd have a great conversation. And she does it here in LA. So I can do it.
The definition of James Ladd Jr. working it out. Be right there.
Yes. I thought of you again, Frank. I think about Frank all the time on the show. Wait, I got a prop. I had a prop. I had a prop, Frank. I had a prop. Here we go. You got oh my God, where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh shit, I'm tearing everything up. This is live television, folks. Hold on.
There ain't nothing like it, everybody.
It's right here.
Oh, look at him go. Oh.
Okay. I got a prop. Oh my God. Okay, Frank.
Oh boy. Here we go. Oh.
I want you to meet me at blah, blah, blah. No, Victor, I will choose the place where we meet and we'll meet at blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I'm here. What's going on? So are you ready? You are now activated.
Reporting for duty.
I laughed so hard. Poor Johan. He was like, throw him overboard. I was like, oh, dang. And he's like, no, not me. Oh, these cards are dream cards. That's why I have them. I'm going to activate Frank. Frank, you'll now say whatever I want. You'll say whatever I want.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I've been wanting to do that for weeks. Sorry, there it is. Yes. So he pretends. So he does a great job. Or you're on fighting. Sam and Dante, your favorite couple, Frank, nearby. First, you can't hear them. Faulty wiring. They didn't hear them.
Oh.
Then Carly shows up. That plan's kaput now. That plan's wholly kaput.
Yeah.
Completely.
But what I will give though is like at least this was a way for the show to kind of advance the plot incrementally and still come up with like a logical reason why it fell apart. So I thought the idea of their plan to kind of have Drew fake being under the influence of the tarot card being programmed was great. And so it gave us a little bit of information, but I also like that it gets blown up too. So you get to have, you're treating both sides, which is classic soap opera. You get to advance it a little bit, but then also you get to just stop it. So you can still kind of milk it for a little while longer, but at least within the logic of the show, it still makes sense, even though it's frustrating that Carly, just has got to, she just got to get involved. she's got to show up there with her video camera out, which are like, why?
Here we go, kids. Now stop it now. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna stream live. Thinking, who cares? To whom are you streaming live to? Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what's going on. Periscope. I don't know what's going on, folks. I was confused, Frank.
But also, well, what I'd be curious to see what Carly Corinthos' social media account is like. How many followers does she have?
You have time? You have time to go on social media? Oh, I'm like, hello. Yeah, I was a little confused on that one.
I will ask you though, over under, let's say 20 posts that the boss it was ever tagged in Carly's social media posts on Instagram.
The boss.
The boss. I'm sure hashtag boss. Hashtag blessed.
Boss. Yeah, the boss bitch or boss. Yeah, post. I'm sure. I was like, okay, but when she came with that, she was like, I'll go live. I swear I'll go live. I'm like, oh, that's your strategy?
Which seems the stupidest thing, because why not just be live?
Well, she said, what she also said, she wanted to be careful. She didn't catch anything if you said something weird. So it was like something like, why do I catch you actually throwing him overboard? I started laughing. He was like, well, you were going to go live. But I didn't make sure, I caught, would that be horrible? Then they had the cute thing about, you see me at my trial, you'll come to my trial. I'm like, what are they doing?
Oh, and the way that when Drew leaves, she's just kind of laying there on the railing of the bridge. It's, I mean, at least it's the one thing that's at least nice for Carly is that because there's so much kind of it's just an angst in all the other storylines that she's in, that at least this is at least getting, it's enjoyable to see Carly not just be all angst ridden or angry in scenes. But by the same token, it's because Sonny and Carly are probably going to be endgame for the show,
right?
That this only going to this breakup is only going to be temporary, and so it just feels like why are we undercutting Drew like this? It's just going to be a shame.
Oh, and we had Laura let Eileen know what's what. Eileen, who's working for Victor still, if you found out the week before, tries to get on Laura, like, what are you doing? I may have to talk to some people about what you're doing. And Laura's like, oh, really, bitch? Okay, let me, everybody's okay, I'm just going to tell her what's going on. Well, she doesn't tell her what's going on exactly, but she just goes, I think Luke was killed or whatever, blah, blah. I'm trying to get over the Luke thing, his death. And so she goes right back to Victor. It's Eileen chick. And so she's back, but Eileen tries to call her out, and Laura kind of shuts it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I thought the last time at GH when she was kind of hovering by the elevator doors, I thought that Laura was putting it together. It's like something seems off about her.
Right.
But then we have these scenes in Charlie's.
But I feel like she does know something's off, but not the Victor kind. I feel like she knows, it's like, this girl's on top of me for some reason. She said, remember, you work for me, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know if you're right. I don't know if she knows for sure the connection. I'm trying to think. I feel like she knows something's up, but not sure. Because she's so busy trying to figure this other stuff out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would figure at this point, especially after the altercation with the agent at the lodge where Peter and Maxie were, to also the great agent that Felicia and Anna got involved with, that I think just assume, also the cop that helped Peter escape, just assume that Victor's got people everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
So Laura, if you're getting the kind of spidey sense, just assume that person's working with Victor.
Yes, I agree. That's interesting. Victor meets Nina. Very frosty reception from Nina.
One moment for 1 second is the one thing I did like was just seeing Laura, Robert,
Sam and Dante.
Dante and Sam, but
How'd that go, Frank? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I like the idea of people, a larger team, kind of coming together and strategizing it. Like, hey, there's something going on. We got to figure out what it is. I'm liking that stuff. You throw up the little obstacle now with the Carly situation, that which was there seemed like their best strategy to get more info. So I'll be curious to see how they, what their next plan is. But I do like that the show is making it at least smart enough that these people are trying. They know something's up. They just don't know what exactly it is.
Yeah, they know something's up. The whole thing is there's something brewing, and everybody's working. This is the umbrella story is coming. I think. Yeah. It's going to surround the vow renewal. We got people over here, this over here. I think Jake's going to be involved somehow. I think it's going to be this big, and of course we'll mention the ridiculous Austria adventure last.
Yes.
I'm saying that for last, Frank. I'm saying that for last.
Beautiful.
I'm not ready to go there just yet. It hurts my heart. There's something big brewing. So I kind of agree with you. I think there's stuff, Yeah, he says for I'll mention that part. Well, I guess we'll just go there now. I guess the fans are in there already.
No, you set the terms of this show, James. You do it. You go there when you want it.
It is cast iron related, Frank. It sucks. It sucks. So I'll mention it now because it is cast iron related. So Frank's favorites, Anna and Felicia, go to another country, worm their way into the transportation department. Homegirl, they get ratted on, of course. Victor's 2 steps ahead of them, of course, knowing what's going on. The guy comes in and shoots at Anna, but of course misses her. Of course, she's down that fast. Really? Oh boy! He literally walked in and went bang. Like normally they wait a second. They're like, and she just turned like this, and I was like, "Hello." She's like,
"Yeah."
That happened. Like you're that fast, girl. Okay. But Felicia comes in with a drink or something, goes in his face. I don't know what was her hand doing in his face.
Yeah, some coffee.
Was it hot coffee or something? He was like, he said, so they have homeboy, and that's what he's saying in the chat room. He did say, I would die for the cause.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I have to say this, Frank, now, because everybody already talking about it. So it's kind of, Innsbruck, Austria, whatever. It's basically Los Angeles. A set in Los Angeles. And I'm like, and Felicia overacting. I'm like, okay, girl, you've been on adventures. I'm like, I guess they're trying to make some comedy out of it, I guess. But I was like, girl, that's a little overacting anyway. But anywho, he decides to have a cyanide pill in his mouth, and he's dead. But they don't get nothing really. Because I got a few pieces of information, but they're literally going back home, basically back to square one.
True, and they at least they dial the number that is on the phone.
Yes,
and it just happens to be the mayor, the deputy mayor, answering for Victor, and then thrown over the side of the bridge. Get that phone out of here. We got to get it out. Which I'm also like, well, if you ping that phone, then you would see that, hey, it's close to the Port Charles area. Right. Boy, that seems like it points back to Victor. Everybody, not definitive evidence, but certainly just enough. It's a little bit that you can add to what you're building with Victor. So hopefully they track that down. All of this, it kind of falls into the same camp for me, GH, and I don't know how about you feel about this, because I know you do love the imaginary stories that they get in. Usually those holiday-related imaginary stories where everybody gets to play different characters or different versions of themselves. These are anytime any character goes on this, whether it was back in the day with like Luke and Laura, where it's like fake accent day, where everybody gets just to like trot out like a fake accent they've been working on and try to get into whatever they need to get into to get the information that they need. My least favorite scenes to watch. Like, this is just the actors getting a chance to have something fun to play with.
And that's what it is. And it's funny to say this. Yes, no, I get that her overactions were point of the scene, and Anna going, calm down, bitch. I mean, I guess it was for comedy. It just doesn't for change. But Frank knows I like this kind of stuff. for a change, it bugged. It was more bugging me than it was. I mean, it just bugged me. She didn't bug me as much when she was in Switzerland. She bugged me a little bit, but not as much. These scenes is kind of bugged me. I was like, it just seems so over the top that these two dummies couldn't see it was over. I mean,
I mean, the show, I guess, is acknowledging the fact that yes, Felicia's had experience in all this, but even as she says, she's rusty. She hasn't been doing this for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So she's got to get back on her, her acting abilities to, so she can easily fool everybody and anybody that comes her way. Yeah, but it's just, you're right. For me, they're never enjoyable to watch. I'll take it at least the fact the show wanted to play that beat where it's like, we know that was terrible. We know it was terrible. We're going to call it out as terrible. But still, I don't care about that stuff.
Jordan and Portia had a moment where she asked, do you consider Spencer dangerous? That was very interesting. Because Portia and Curtis talked also, saying, homegirls are adults. When I was with Nickelheads and Stella Stella didn't tell me about myself. I didn't care, which is all true. That's all true stuff they're saying. Very parental moments. And so I thought that was kind of cute, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and a great question to figure out, and a logical one for Portia to ask is like, well, why isn't Esme arrested? Because even if she did it under the orders of Nicholas, she still did it.
Right.
So
I'm with her. I'm with her too. Like, hello.
There should be some consequences for her. She got, which is true because she did get away completely scot-free.
Oh yeah,
and all of that.
Britt and Carly, prickly moment at first, as usual, but then came back together. And did you hear? No, she tells it. Oh, you didn't hear, folks. Are you ready for this? They're declaring Jason dead legally. Monica told Sonny, Michael, and Willow, and now it's getting around apparently. And Britt told Carly, and Jordan was watching. They got close moments. It was kind of like, I like Britt and Carly being friendly. I kind of like, actually. I do kind of like it.
As do I. I think that's, to have that connection for their love for Jason as kind of that connector. I like that more than the typical, more often than it happens with Carly and other women in Jason's lives where it's really antagonistic. So I'm glad that they're able to kind of come together on that part.
I agree. Also, I forgot to mention, we found out one thing, that whole mess up, Operation Demeter.
Yes, whatever that might be. Which I do like that Dante's already like, well, we're never going to find out because it's probably some Navy SEALs deep, need to know file. To which Sam's like, oh, well, what about Spinelli?
Hello.
To which, it's the life of a cop. I got to be that stick in the mud because I'm a cop.
I know.
So it's like, all right, cool. Though I guess we'll never know that, Dante. We'll just never know. All right.
Never know. That's it.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. I'll wait for them. I'll wait for them. Well, I'll wait for them too. Okay, I'm going through my note. I have notes, folks.
Yes,
I'm like, I'll say that for later. I'll say that because I already went to the other one earlier than I was going to, but it made sense. So much you want to like fall asleep. Okay. The scene that's making sense. Sean's leaving, so he's doing, I guess, his tour of saying goodbye to people, I guess, or whatever. And this week I saw he has a scene with somebody else this week, but he was with Alexis. I just kept thinking, God, there's chemistry there between those two, but they're not going there. They literally have cut it all off. They're just friends. Bye-bye. Have a good time in Oakland, San Francisco, wherever you're fucking going. See you later.
But it seemed, because I had that feeling from the last scene that they had together, that they kind of reached that consensus. So it was weird to have this scene again, where we're kind of rehashing that same thing again. I'm like, well, why are we doing this again?
They're sitting on a table at the desk and talking closer, and he wants to like take her on the table and ravish her probably, and she's just like, good friends. That's it. I'm becoming a lesbian.
Yeah.
but we know that's where that's going. We know where that's going.
But it's still anytime that Alexis name checks Neil, it's hard to as a person in continuity in the world of General Hospital. I can understand her dealing with the ramifications of that, but as a viewer watching this and just seeing how that came out of absolutely nowhere with zero setup, that the death of Neil feels so contrived that it's hard to buy Alexis dealing with that, even though she doesn't know all the stuff that we know. So
right.
But it just makes it hard as a viewer to be like, yeah, she's really going through it with Neil still. She hasn't really processed that. Like, what was the process? It was just the weirdest left turn in character exit that I've seen in the longest time.
All I can say about that. It makes me upset. I think there's potential. I think I said this on another show. The character of Sean, whether Sean Blake won't want to leave or not, it could be recast. The character of Sean has lots of potential in GH, but they're cutting it all out. So
no, I agree. And I mean, I guess it goes back to what we talk about a lot. It's just like the size of that cast.
Yeah, size of the cast.
Yeah, I think there are certainly different other characters on the show that could definitely be more focused on, but aren't. And so I feel like, I think as an actor, I guess it's tough to be able to, like, do you sit there and you wait for, your couple days that show up every so often, or do you decide like to pursue something else in the meantime?
Nina and Phyllis run into each other for a second. I'm gonna meet a friend of Lenny's. I'll be back. Meanwhile, Nina and Harmony meet up. I was like, we never see them together. I was like, and it's this new Harmony at the moment, the temporary recast, and she's doing fine. I have no problems with her. It's about their mutual grandson, Wiley. I mean, they can work together possibly to make that happen. Nina's going that direction now because Nina told Sonny what she was going to do. He said he was going to try to help her, but right now he's having an alcoholic moment. He's not alcoholic, but he's having a moment. But he thanked Nina for being there for him. So like, there's a whole that whole thing is messy. I love it, but it's messy. It's all messy. But meanwhile, we got that. So we got that going messy. Then we got Nina and Harmony trying to get to Wiley, and Michael being mad at Sonny for taking Nina's side.
It always enjoy a good Deke shout out, it's like, all right, yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense why Sonny, is struggling with that right now and seeing, like, oh yeah, this is Deke was somebody who drank a lot, hurt my mom.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that guy. It does make logical sense in the storyline that Nina, as she gets to see more of the Sonny of this human being that she was drawn to as Mike, could be a little creeped out by some of the Sonny parts of this individual. So it's not going to be a easy road to like, even the fact that Carly and Sonny are apart, that doesn't necessarily mean that also it's going to be immediately Nina and Sonny, because Sonny, the Sonny parts of Mike may not be that appealing to Nina or creeping her out. So I can see why they're addressing that stuff. I just don't know how much I'm enjoying that. I know you're enjoying it way more than I am.
I like it. I do. I'm sorry. I'm a Sonny Nina fan now. I'm totally all in. Cuckoo crazy. I love it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm not. I feel like Mike sometimes. I feel like Sonny sometimes. I think Bruce Bernard's having a good time. I think he loves it. I think he loves it. You can tell he loves it. So I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. My only hope is that the show, this is something the show's going to commit to for a few years.
Right.
Because if it's just like, a few months from now, like by the end of summer, we're kind of like, well, it's right. Over. Then I'm going to be like, well, what did we even do? Because, if you're going to break up Sonny and Carly, let's actually have it matter. And let's have it be something that lasts for several years.
Well, you know what's funny? Nina said, Ava said something to Nina about this. Like, sure, chance. Like, what are you doing? And Nina did say, and I said this a couple weeks ago. See, it's not what she thought it would be. She's getting a different Sonny.
Yeah,
Not getting Mike. And she said that. I was like, that's where it is. That's where it is. He's not the exact same Mike as Nixon Falls. He's Mike mixed with Sonny.
that's very true. So it's not it wasn't a 1-for-1 trade that you got there. Like, oh, now I get Mike and it's great. I also get this guy likes to drink a lot and have violent loud outbursts at times and break classes.
He did that one thing, like, do you have Tourette's or something? One thing he did, I was like, I said I'd fix that. And I'm like, okay. It's looking okay. Sort of fan too. That's right. It can only end in disaster. I like it. It's what goes. I like it because it only ends in that. That part I'm down for. End in disaster. But I'm just saying. But I need Nina to get a backbone and just kind of just go. I'm going to be this. And I think they're just afraid to do that for some reason. They're like gingerly stepping around it. And it's like she has moments where she's like, I'm gonna get my place for that baby. The other moment she's like, they have her going back and forth, and that part's bugging the ass out of me.
Yeah,
like, pick one. And you're right, I said it for months. Just pick one.
No, as much as people might be aggravated by Carly, I mean, they do keep her consistent. Whereas, like, I'm going to get open everybody's business, no matter what storyline it is, because that's just who Carly is.
That's true.
So, like, with Nina, let's stop kind of equivocating. Let's just pick a lane and go with it.
That's very true. Phyllis walks up. Lorraine Miller, as I live and breathe. Cut to Willow.
Oh yeah,
Willow.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I don't. I really don't. Whatever it is please. I thought Willow's paternity had been kind of settled, as well as Nell being related to Nina. If the show's choosing to go back and rewrite history about that, I don't really need this something to be dragged out for super long. Let's just get to it, because the more interesting thing is going to be what happens after. What happens that when Willow and Nina realize that they're related, but yet Nina can't stand Willow, or Willow can't stand Nina for what she's done to Michael's family. So that's the scenes I'm more interested in. This whole buildup about like how what's the real story? How did Harmony really come up with Nina's child and raise that as her own? I don't care. I don't care about that part. Just let's get to it.
Because it's going to be a lot of rewriting, and they're going to be rewriting the beginning of time, because you have to mention Madeline. You have to mention, remember, Nina was in a coma.
Yes.
So she had 2 babies. And then Madeline say, I'll sell one to you and this one over here. I guess they were fraternal twins. I mean, it's just like, this storyline is, I can't even talk. Oh, wait, 1 second, Frank. Take 2. Marker, take 2. Marker, take 2. Yes. Marker 1. Frank, I want to talk to you, Frank, just directly.
All right. Don't worry about it, guys. Sorry. In the chat, just relax. It's just you.
Relax. I'm sorry. I'm just me and Frank right now. They have been obsessed since our girl, Michelle Stafford, played her, with Nina and her children.
Yes.
They're obsessed. It's like, I don't really understand. I don't understand the writer's obsession with this. That years, we were at AfterBuzz TV, folks, and that was several years ago, that they're still continuing this thread. I mean, the grandson thing, that's one thing. Like, I kind of like that thread. That's good, because the daughter you never got to really know, the whole thing, I like that. But you're continuing this now with another daughter, possibly, and it's still, and you got to explain it somehow. and so that's also Silas's daughter, because that was the. I mean, there's just. I'm like, oh my god. So Frank, I'm just frustrated.
Yeah, it's not great. But that's why I'd rather like let's not drag this out, everybody, because we know you're rewriting history. Just stop dragging it out. It's like we're just like just tell us what the connection is, tell us what the real deal is, and then let's explore all the consequences out of that, because that's going to be where the possibility of getting me more interested will happen. This whole part where I have to try to watch the show juggle and like, hey, this is what really happened, and this is what the real deal is. That's just the show trying to make it justified, and it's like I don't need to see the justification. I just need to see the consequences.
Marlon Wallace says, and I quote, I don't, he said this, Frank doesn't like foreplay.
Well, no, yeah, I am all fine for foreplay.
I'm joking now.
Frank
likes foreplay. I can tell you, Frank.
Yes, you want to be a sensitive lover and viewer. So you should enjoy the foreplay, but
I'm actually turning red. This is so weird. I'm like turning red. Frank likes foreplay. I swear to God, no. No, I think with Frank, I'm with Frank on some storylines. They go so long. Like this storyline's been going on for a long. Again, COVID probably messed up some of it. I'm sure they had no shows for a while. I get it, but the fact they can even go, they're just obsessed with this whole idea of Nina and her uterus. It's just like it's all about just producing children, or she had a child, or she didn't have a child, and now she got a grandchild. It's just like. Frank. Now he's asking, is it Frank Moran or Frank Valentini? Oh my God, I assumed it was Frank. I assumed it was our Frank. I'm sorry. But do you mean Frank Valentini? I'm like, oopsie. I don't know. Marlon Wallace, you can explain if you're still in the chat room. I assumed it was Frank Moran. That's what I get, I guess. While they're doing, I want to say this. While you guys are doing this, also, there's 64 people watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hit that like button, please. Give me some more likes. We only have 18 likes. I want this show to go out to more people. So if you like it, it'll help me get the algorithm. So, yes. Okay, back to Frank and his foreplay. I know it's more. I kind of agree with Frank to say it's just like it's dragged for so long. This is almost like to say, yes, this is your daughter. Yes, you had fraternal twins. Yes, 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 yes. Something. I kind of agree with Frank. Like I'm over it. There's foreplay, and then there's the main act. I want some foreplay for a little bit, but I want the main act especially. Hello, I don't want foreplay forever.
Yeah. And it's frustrating when whatever the real is, whether it's Nell and Willow were twins or siblings
or something,
or there was some for a convoluted reason where Nell was mistakenly thought as Nina's baby, but it was really Willow the whole time. However, that necklace made its way over to Nell instead of Willow, for whatever the show wants to do. But the show made such a visual, display of making the connection between Nell and Willow, Nell and Nina so clear.
Yeah.
That's what the show wanted. And so now to go back and say like, I know we really did put the nail in the head about Nell and Nina, but guess what, guys? It's really Nina and Willow. Like, I don't. You took too long selling me on this. Why are we doing this now?
I agree with Frank. I actually agree with Frank. I agree with him. It's just a little too crazy. But either way, Homegirl's related to Wiley. Whether it's Nina or Willow, that's right, but it's still established that she's the grandmother. And I don't think they want to change that period. I don't think they want to change that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird thing of like, well, they make it Nina, well, then it's still the grand. So I guess it makes it now personal, I guess. Where Willow's like, oh, that's my mother. I guess. I don't know. But I'm like,
yeah, so that Nina gets to really have what she did have with Nell. Nell, as her daughter, is more in the abstract because she didn't find out about it until it was too late. Nell was already gone. So that now have Willow be the real daughter of Nina gives her a chance to try to have that real daughter relationship that she never got to have, that she sort of had with Sasha, but now she can have for real. But it comes at a point where her real daughter wants really nothing to do with her because of her of Nina's actions. So stuff you could see that they'd have to work to overcome. But they get me to that stuff. Get me to them working through all that stuff to get to a point where they might be able to be at least civil, if not in in some sort of kind of nice mother-daughter relationship. The rewriting part, it was we're kind of just pinwheeling around like, how long are we going to drag out this revelation? It's like, I don't care about this. I don't care about this. Just if you want to change and make it Nina and Willow, great. But let's just get to it.
Right. Yeah. Luther basically kind of say what you're saying. That they think the writers more story to tell with an alive daughter than a dead daughter.
Yes, which is great. So let's get to it. Let's get to it then, guys.
With Michael being arrested and Willow passing out, opens the door for Nina to go for custody with Wiley.
One pass out is not going to get you custody. It's like, that's just not like, oh, she passed out once. It's that kid's mine now.
But Carly won't let that happen. Trust me, Carly will be jumping in there saying no. They're both biological grandparents to this child. So, but her and Harmony. But now I gotta see what Phyllis knows about. I mean, because Phyllis handled the Nell thing. Did she also handle the Willow thing?
Yeah, I guess let's give Phyllis more to do than just to be the lady that hangs out and listens to Nina troubles at Charlie. Oh, please.
I agree with Frank. I agree with Frank on that one too.
Because the interesting thing, at least with Nina, if it does become that she's really Willow's now, which it seems like the show's going that direction, is she still has, I guess, the connection to Wiley, but it's no longer a biological connection. Yeah. So does it have that same standing in court if she's not a biological grandmother? She's only a grandmother through adoption at that point. So who knows? That could kill Nina's case.
Could something be life-threatening with Willow? I hope so. I mean, I wish I could care about Willow. I just don't. I wish I could. I wish I could care about the character. I literally don't care about the character.
Well, I'll be curious to see what they do with this Willow thing, because she's definitely been in plenty of extreme situations.
Right.
I don't know what it was about Michael being arrested that would have triggered this, unless it's some kind of just sudden onset of something. But we've never seen her do anything like that. But let's give a shout out to that reporter. Let's give a shout out.
Yes, yeah, he played Smoltz, reporter Smoltz. I don't know who the actor is.
But I'm sure you've seen my work in The Invader. So confident that people have read his stuff, which I love. Oh,
I know, he was funny. He was really funny. It was really funny. It was really funny. I was like, okay, it's interface. And Jordan was like 10 feet taller than him, just looking at him like, go away. Yes. Go away. And it brought TJ out for a second, but he didn't really say much. He was just kind of like, what's going on? But it was Michael, like I said.
I know. But I also like them going, well, if you're not getting information, then I'll have to just go out and get it on my own. Like, what a threat to the police commissioner. If you don't tell me, I'll have to talk to other people. What do you think about that?
Yes. And of course, when Michael's getting arrested, I'll go after whoever. What he said, I'm going to get the person who went after, or whatever he is, his sister. And he's like, got it. And he just happily walks off.
That's right. Yeah, I'll find out who did this and make them pay.
I'll make them pay. As it was. Yeah. Like, yes, thank you. And
the whole time, I mean, I was with Willow, and not often am I like, yes, Willow, but when she's at the elevator saying, Michael, we can figure this out at home. We don't need to talk right now.
Yeah.
I was with Willow. It's like, yes, Michael, just go to the elevator. Why are you engaging with this reporter? Why?
Oh my gosh. That's it, kids. I'm done talking about General Hospital today. That's it. We already talked about it. We talked about it for 70-something minutes. That's it, kids. That's it.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. So Frank's like, everybody get a good seat, get a drink. We'll be here for another 4 hours.
That's right.
So that's not happening, Frank. Oh, yeah, you got big no, Frank. No, we're not doing that. No more foreplay, Frank. Now we're getting to the real deal.
All right. I'm refreshed.
And he's ready. And Marta, you didn't clarify if it was Frank Valentino or Frank Moran. So I'm assuming it was Frank Moran. I'm assuming.
Not a bad assumption.
Frank is like, get to the point. Frank's efficient. Just get to the point.
That's right. I don't have time to, to just do this kind of, fooling around. Get to the deed. James Letcher, you do GH Dirty Deeds? You know about getting to that deed?
Yes, I do it on TV, but it's been 2 years in real life. Trust me. I do a dirty deed here and there. Let's see. Throw Sasha in there too as a twin. Triplets. She had triplets. Yeah. Best Days Are Alive stuff. Their territory. They don't do that on General Hospital. Anyway, this is your General Hospital after show. We're doing more hours. You guys will tune out. So we're here every Sunday, shadily talking about the show on ABC. Frank, where can they find you if they want to find you?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Go Jackie, and you can find us right after this, James, and I'll be over at the Burbank Hilton, I think, for the GH convention.
Wherever it is over there, somewhere over there. Yes, no, sure.
Hey, start tweeting that convention to let them know you want us as special guests for next year.
Yes, go ahead. We want James and Frank do all the interviews. We could. They don't need Michael Fairman doing it. It could be us.
That's right.
We know the story. Anyway, I'm We're All James Lott Jr. Sorry, James Lott Jr. I'm on TikTok also, and I did a story on a Starbucks coffee blend. And I'm going to do a story on a rainbow cake. So check that out on TikTok. Ooh. I know something crazy I'm doing. Everybody, thank you for all the people who came in and watched. 29 likes. I'll take it so far. Continue liking, please. And for those of you guys who are listening, thank you for making it the #1 show. Listening, you guys just download this thing, and I hear many of you listen to us on Mondays. Frank, they listen to us Monday morning.
Oh, what a great way to start your work week by listening to us. I love it. Thank you.
It's a great way to start your Monday, but yeah, sure, if that works for you all, we'll take it. It's great.
What, you gonna watch like Morning Joe or Today when you can be listening to us talk about GH?
Yes. Oh, I got plenty of Michael Fairman stories. Trust me, I do. That's before. Okay, here's the thing. I can promote this. So I have 2 shows during the week that I do live that many of you guys join me, and I talk all kinds of smack. That's JLJ This Morning, and also Daytime Today. You've made both of those huge hits also. So on those shows, you want to hear me talking smack about people, watch those shows. That's the tagline for you guys. You want to see James talking crap? That's what I do during the week. Mm-hmm. And he and I do the Boba Fett after show. We've been milking this show out to see until people stop listening, but apparently people are listening to it. So, and we got better numbers this week, video than we ever have. So I don't know what's going on. We barely talked about Boba Fett last week, but they're tuning in. So that's Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Me, him, and John Dunphy talk about that. We like Star Wars. So I think Frank's the magic of all these shows for me.
That's true. I think people just like to see, like, what could they possibly, they just want to see people squirming on air, trying to figure out what are they going to talk about now? How can they possibly justify still doing the show? How can they keep going?
And they keep tuning in. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. So we're going to keep going until the new other show starts. So I'm going to keep going until the other show starts. Why not? Do it. I can talk Star Wars all day long. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching, listening. Jay Spring Spotlights on Facebook. Follow